What's up, guys? We're back, and today gonna be having an AI fill out the 2023 March Madness bracket. Usual, let's just get straight into it. We got the bracket here, and then we have a college basketball game simulator. It just runs the games, and it'll give us a winner of each. And if you don't get it right now, you will later because it's not too hard to understand. So let's start out with Alabama versus Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Let's see who they got winning. Uh, No surprise, Alabama 95-67. Then we got Maryland versus WVU. We can just find those guys. Maryland and then West Virginia. And the way the simulation works, it has both teams, has their stats and stuff. And then if you just pick home court advantage, if you want to see the play-by-play. But we don't need all that for this. So we got West Virginia beating Maryland by 2. That'd be a good game. We got San Diego State versus Charleston. This is a potential upset that a lot of people have. Me personally, I feel like too many people are picking it, so I can't fully be confident in Charleston. But I do understand why people would pick this upset. This obviously is not picking that. It has San Diego State winning. Then we got Virginia versus Furman. Um, I feel like this bracket might, like have like one or two huge upsets, but usually it's probably going to be more realistic and chalk. So that's fine though. Let's just see what the AI thinks. Virginia Furman. Um, it's another potential upset game, and they got Furman winning it. Wow. All right. Got Furman moving on there. Then we got Creighton versus NC State. I like Creighton. They get a really good starting lineup. The only thing about them is that really they only have that starting lineup. Uh, you know, but it's a really good group of guys that are definitely able to win some games. And I honestly think Rutgers should have made it over NC State. So don't think they're that high quality of an 11 seed. Let's see if this agrees with me. Yep, has Creighton winning 71-63. All right. We got Baylor versus UC Santa Barbara. Um, this is another, if you're feeling kind of risky, you could pick this as an upset, but I probably wouldn't. Let's see what this picks. They have UC Santa Barbara winning by 4. Wow, that is definitely a big upset. All right. Got Missouri versus Utah State next. All right. Where's Missouri? Right here. All right. Missouri, and then it was Utah State. Let's see who they got. They picked Utah State to win it by 17. I do kind of agree with them, but then I'm also not too confident in any Mountain West team because they have not won in forever. So let's go to Arizona versus Princeton. It's another, maybe if you're feeling really risky, you could have Princeton winning, but I don't see it. They don't see it either. Arizona winning by 40. Okay. We got Purdue versus Texas Southern. Uh, this one should be pretty basic. It is Purdue. They do have Zach Edey, and Texas Southern is an under 500 team, 8 seed in their conference. They just went on a run and won their conference. Let's see who they got winning. They have Purdue. Yep, 23-point win for Purdue. Then we have potentially one of the best first round games in Memphis versus Florida Atlantic. Do like both of these teams a lot. Um, just sucks that they got matched up against each other because I honestly think either of them could have made a really deep run. And I mean, one of them still definitely can, but obviously the other one's going to get knocked out in the first round, which is very unfortunate. Let's see who they got winning though. If it'll load. All right, they got Memphis winning by 7. All right, pretty basic right now. Now we got Duke versus Oral Roberts. This is definitely a good game. Tough match for both of them because both of them would hope that they got an easier matchup for where they are. You got to think that Oral Roberts wanted one of the easier 5 seeds to beat, one of the less consistent, while Duke definitely wanted a worse 12 seed. They got Duke winning by 2 here. Tough to see Oral Roberts lose, but it is what it is. Now we got Tennessee versus the Raging Cajuns. Um, Although I'm not too confident in Tennessee, I feel like Louisiana is definitely not a team that's going to be good enough to beat them. You never know, though. Could have a little bit of a run. Trying to find which team it is. I believe it's Lafayette, but I also don't want to be wrong. If I can't find it, I'm just going to go with Lafayette. I think it's Louisiana Lafayette. So, Tennessee, will they win? Will they lose? Let's see. They have Tennessee winning by 30. All right. Then Kentucky versus Providence. This is another good game. You know, Kentucky is definitely a team that could go far. Obviously, always could go far with Coach K. Are on kind of a rebound year. You know, they lost in the first round last year to St. Peter's, and Providence came off of a good little Sweet 16 run, but then this year they have fallen off recently, and they got Kentucky beating them by 4. We got Kansas State versus Montana State. It's another potential, you know, if you're feeling a little risky, you could throw Montana State with a win here, but I'm not too confident in Montana State. They do have a very good guard over there, Raekwon Battle, and wow, okay, this simulation really likes these 14 over 3s. They got 2 of them already. Don't see that happening, but you know, you never know. It's March Madness. Could some kind of madness is gonna happen. You got Michigan State versus USC. Another solid game in the first round. 7 and 10 seed, hard to really pick, but I got Michigan State winning. Let's see what they think. They have Michigan State winning as well, 66-51. All right, now we got Marquette versus Vermont. If you were to pick one of these 15 seeds, Vermont would be one that I am somewhat not confident in, but it could be a little upset pick. And wow, speak of the devil, they got Vermont winning that one too. All right, that is definitely a risky pick. So now we got Houston versus Northern Kentucky. Wow, this is giving me a lot more upsets than I thought it would. It's cool. Got Houston versus Kentucky. Not Kentucky, Northern Kentucky. Where they are. Northern Kentucky. Northern Kentucky has a good guard in that team, Hakeem Warwick, but I think it's Marquise Warwick. But against Houston, yeah, they don't really stand much of a chance. Now we got Iowa versus Auburn. This is a game of both like 2 teams that are kind of on the decline recently. Auburn is definitely one of the, not overrated teams, but they are one of the more inconsistent teams. And Iowa also is not a very good team, but they got Auburn winning by almost 20. That is a big win for them. And we got Miami versus Drake. A couple people have Miami losing this one because they think Drake is gonna be good enough to beat him. I don't fully disagree, but I would say I do like Miami more. Just like Isaiah Long, Nigel Pack, having Jordan Miller there. They do need Norchad Omier to be able to win. But, I mean, yeah, they do really need Norchad Omier to be safe and secure and hopefully be able to get to that Sweet 16. But this has them easily winning. Now, where am I looking for? Indiana. Indiana versus Kent State. This is another really tough matchup right here because Kent State is probably one of the best defensive teams in all of college basketball. And then against Indiana, who's, again, another great team. But wow, they got Kent State winning. Have they picked any 12 over 5s? No, they haven't, huh? They picked 2 13 seeds to win and 2 14 seeds to win, but no 12 over 5s. That's funny. Now, for these first 4 games, I'll simulate those first. Mississippi State versus Pitt. This is the kind of interesting game, you know. I don't know if either of these teams should have been in there other than Rutgers, or instead of Rutgers, but it is what it is. And let's see who they got winning this first 4 game. They got Mississippi State winning. All right, now we throw Mississippi State against, who is it? Iowa State. It's another potential, not upset, because like it is kind of an upset because it is 11/6, but it's not something too crazy. I'd say 12/5 and below is more like the crazy upsets. And they got Iowa State beating Mississippi State. All right. Now we got Xavier versus Kennesaw State. Where is Xavier at? All the way down here. All right. Then we got Kennesaw State. Let's see who wins this game. And if you guys want to do your own little simulations, I will put the link to this website in the description. They got Xavier winning. We got Texas A&M versus Penn State. Probably the game of the first round. Both teams looking pretty hot. They just lost. Both teams lost their conference tournament championship game. But they still both played amazingly. Penn State, has Jalen Pickett. Texas A&M just has an all-around good backcourt, and Tyrese Bradford and Wade Taylor. Let's see who they got winning. They got Penn State by 2. Wow. All right. We got Texas versus Colgate. Are they going to have another 15/2? I hope not, because that would not be realistic at all. Especially for this Texas team that I believe could win it all. But let's see what the AI thinks. Let's just get Colgate in there. All right, let's go. See who they got. They have Texas winning. Close game, but Texas will win. All right. Kansas versus Howard. Should be a pretty easy game to pick or for them to simulate, because Kansas is Kansas and Howard is also Howard. Both teams are solid. Well, obviously Kansas is a lot better. Howard was their division's. Wow, this is a very close game. Kansas does win though. We got Arkansas versus Illinois. Arkansas definitely has a better team for compared to their record. They just have not been playing well, which is unfortunate. But if they turn it up in March Madness, that would be the perfect time to turn it up. Let's just see if they do end up doing that. Arkansas versus Illinois. What does this simulation have happening? They got Illinois winning, all right, by 2. Close game. That is a really good game, though. We got St. Mary's versus VCU. They're going to have the first 12/5. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. St. Mary's is a very good team. And I feel like people are treating them like they were last year, where, they're going to get upset first round. They're going to get upset first round. But I mean, St. Mary's could end up making the Sweet 16. I mean, they go against UConn in the next round, most likely, but you never really know. Let's see if this bracket has. Yep, they do. All right. There's their first 12/5, or the only 12/5. They got VCU beating St. Mary's. Then we got UConn versus Iona. Let's see if they go with another. See if they go with another 13/4. Forgot Connecticut's up here. And they're going against Iona and Rick Pitino, one of the best coaches in college basketball. Just a tough draw against a very good Connecticut team. Let's see who they got winning. They have UConn winning. All right, by 13. Now we're almost done. We got ASU versus Nevada in a first 4 matchup that I am rooting for ASU. I also do kind of like this Nevada team. But I do think that ASU will win this first round game. But let's see what they got happening. They have Nevada winning. All right, Nevada, and now they would move on to play TCU. Let's see what they got happening there. TCU. Let's see. This could be a very good matchup. Could also be an upset, and they have an upset in Nevada beating TCU. Then we got Gonzaga versus Grand Canyon. Tough draw for Grand Canyon. They had a little bit of a, not Cinderella run, but they had an unexpected run in their conference tournament. But just going against Gonzaga in the first round is definitely something that you do not want to have to deal with. Although this is one of the down years for Gonzaga, they still are a 3 seed, so they still have that potential to go very, very far in this tournament. Let's see, they got, yep, Gonzaga winning by 23, all right. Now Northwestern versus Boise State. Kind of glad they didn't pick Grand Canyon there, because then I think they would have like 14 seeds beating 3 seeds. What am I looking for? Northwestern versus Boise State. Another Mountain West team. The Mountain West actually did pretty good this year with teams in the tournament. Let's see who they got winning. They got Northwestern winning by 1. Wow, that would be a very good game. The average, they really just think this is a toss-up. Wow. They both won the exact same amount of times. That's crazy. Got Northwestern winning. And then UCLA versus UNC Asheville. Let's see if they have another 15/2. I definitely wouldn't if I were them, but you never know. Is this UNC Asheville team? I mean, they're not great, obviously, but they do have a very good player in Drew Pember. I believe he was a transfer from, I think he played at Tennessee at first or something, seemed like that. Yep, they got UCLA winning by 13. All right, now let's get to the second round. Speed things up a little bit. Alabama versus West Virginia. Alabama, you know, Brandon Miller, despite all the controversy going on around him, still a great player, probably the best college basketball player that's heading to the NBA, best like prospect. And Alabama is overall just one of the best teams in college basketball right now. I do like that team a lot. They got, wow, okay, big upset here. West Virginia beating Alabama by 20. That would be an insane upset right there. Now we got San Diego State versus Furman. San Diego State, another Mountain West team. You know, can't put too much faith in them, but San Diego State would be the one Mountain West team that I would put faith in if I was to pick one. Sucks that they're going against Charleston in the first round, because that is definitely a game where they could get upset early. But this bracket doesn't have them doing that, and it has them moving on to the Sweet 16. That would be a very interesting matchup in the Sweet 16, San Diego State versus West Virginia. Huh. Now we got Creighton versus UCSB. Forgot UCSB won that Baylor game. That's definitely an upset. Where's Creighton? And then UC Santa Barbara. Right there. All right. Let's see what happens here. Creighton winning by 30. Wow. Okay. Now we got Utah State versus Arizona. This would be an interesting matchup right here. I do obviously have Arizona winning it, but Utah State cannot be taken lightly. They are still a good team. It's just Arizona has, you know, their dominant bigs along with their solid guard play to where, yep, got them winning. It's an interesting Sweet 16 from that region. And we got Purdue versus Memphis. This is where a lot of people have Purdue losing in a potential risky upset pick. I do agree with it. Like, I had that happen in my bracket because I'm getting vibes of like last year's Baylor losing to North Carolina. And it would be cool to see another team like that go on a little bit of a run. I already had one seed lose in this bracket though, so yep, they got Purdue moving on. All right, now we got Duke versus Tennessee. Solid matchup if it was to happen. I do like Duke in this matchup just because I don't really believe in Tennessee. I'm not going to call them fraudulent because the analytics love them. They have great stats, but with Zakai Ziegler out, they're just definitely not a team to look at as anything past like a Sweet 16 team. They got them moving to the Sweet 16 though, 67-66. Wow. All right. Now we got Kentucky versus Montana State. Kentucky, Montana State. Forgot this had 14 seeds winning. That's funny. Would be cool if that happened, but I don't really buy it. Let's see who they got winning. Kentucky or Montana State. They got Kentucky winning. All right. Now Michigan State versus Vermont. This is a crazy game. Imagine if Vermont has another run that is reminiscent of like a St. Peter's. I don't buy it, but you never know. Where's Vermont? Michigan State versus Vermont. Let's see who they got winning. Fiddle low. They have Michigan State winning. All right, 81-69. Now we got Houston versus Auburn. Let's see if they have an upset pick here. I would not go with an upset pick here because I believe Houston can beat either one of the teams that wins it between Iowa and Auburn. But you never really know. Bruce Pearl could lead that team to a Sweet 16 appearance over Houston. Just definitely be something that I would not be too confident in. Okay, wow. The simulation decided that Auburn would beat them. All right. I mean, if Marcus Sasser is out, I would maybe say that too. But if Sasser's playing, I wouldn't do that. Then we got Miami versus Kent State. If Miami is not going to lose to Drake, I believe that going against Kent State would be a team to upset them. So let's see what they have happening. Kent State. All right. Who do they have winning? They have Miami winning 81-73. All right. That's cool. 2 9-5 matchups. That's funny. We got Iowa State versus Xavier. Iowa State's definitely a team that I wouldn't believe in too much. You know, they're kind of inconsistent. They did play in the toughest conference, but I still feel like they might potentially even lose to the 11th seed. Wow, okay, they got Iowa State killing Xavier in this matchup. That would be surprising. Now we got Penn State versus Texas. I like both these teams. It sucks that Texas had to go against them in the second round though, because I really, really like Texas. If it was like Marquette beating or going against the winner of Texas A&M and Penn State, I would probably have the winner beating them. But against Texas, I just don't see it. Let's see if this AI sees it though. Nope. Wow, they almost had it. 83-81. Texas winning. All right. That's funny. Both have 9-5-6-2. Now we got Kansas versus Illinois. Another interesting game right here if it was to happen. Kansas, of course, being the reigning champions. Definitely going to be a tough team to go against. See what Illinois is going to be able to do. See if they'll be able to pull off a potential upset here. Nope, they got Kansas barely beating Illinois. Wow. Now BCU versus UConn. I really like this UConn team. BCU probably shouldn't be too much trouble for them. St. Mary's shouldn't really either. I just really like this UConn team. They got great guys over there. And they got them winning. Now Nevada versus Gonzaga. Let's see what they got happening here. It's Nevada right there against Gonzaga. Right there. All right. Let's see who they got. Nevada. Wow, that's a big win right there. 83-60. That would be something. Now Northwestern versus UCLA. I feel like this bracket does have like the right amount of upsets though. It has, you know, small upsets, small runs from some decent teams. I would say that Vermont win is pretty ambitious. And like having a 15 seed and then 2 14 seeds also moving on. It's pretty unrealistic, but you never really know. Anything could happen. And they got Northwestern beating UCLA. Wow. All right. Get UCLA out of there quick, I guess. Now moving on to the Sweet 16, we got West Virginia versus San Diego State. This would be a very surprising matchup if it was to happen. I would probably have San Diego State winning just because I don't fully love this West Virginia team. They got San Diego State winning as well, 70-66. All right. Now Creighton versus Arizona. This is a rematch of the Maui Invitational Tournament, where Arizona won. I believe either this was when Ryan Kalkbrenner was injured, or it was just early in the season when Creighton was kind of having their slump. This would definitely be a cool rematch of that game, though. Let's see who they got winning. They have Arizona moving on. This time they're killing them. Wow, okay. Now we got Purdue versus Tennessee. Be another interesting game. Tennessee obviously still don't fully love that team. They got, too many injuries. Or they have that one crucial injury, just amongst them not being too consistent. Like when you actually watch the games, you're like, wow, this team struggles to score, and they just can't really. They don't have one of those go-to guys that's going to get them a bucket. They have a lot of good guys that around them, but I feel like they are lacking that go-to scoring option. They really just have like a team of rotational players that'll fill their role, but they don't have anyone that's actually going to lead the team. But wow, okay, the simulation really loves Tennessee. They got them beating Purdue. Then Kentucky versus Michigan State. Let's see what happens here. Obviously, Kentucky, very, very good team. So is Michigan State. Great guard play for Michigan State. Tyson Walker, AJ Hilliard. So definitely be an interesting matchup if it was to happen. Let's see who they got winning, though. They got Kentucky winning by 9. All right, that is an interesting Elite 8 matchup, a 4 and a 6 seed. Now we got Kansas versus UConn. This is what I had, I believe, in my Sweet 16 as well. But I had Connecticut winning. Let's see what this has. Connecticut wins, I believe that all the 1 seeds would be out. And that would definitely not be realistic. But let's see what they got happening. They got Kansas winning by 17. All right. Now Nevada versus Northwestern. This would definitely be an interesting matchup right here. Neither of these teams, I wouldn't even say to expect them to get out of the first round, but I guess the simulation loves both of them. So let's see what they got winning. They have Northwestern moving on. All right. Interesting overall thing. Oh, I forgot about this section. Auburn versus Miami. Let's see. Auburn, Miami. I would probably have Miami winning. I would think North Shadow Mirror would be back by this point. And just with Isaiah Wong and Jordan Miller and the rest of their team and Wooga Poplar, they got a really good team over there. And yep, they have them beating Auburn. Now Texas versus Iowa State. This another good matchup. Big 12 rematch. I think they split the season series in reality. So let's see what they got doing. See what the AI thinks. They have Iowa State winning. Wow. All right. 72-68. That is interesting. All right. San Diego State versus Arizona. I believe this was also in the Maui Invitational, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe Arizona was able to win that game. Let's see what happens here. They got Arizona winning as well, winning by 9. All right. Then let's just do Miami, Iowa State right now. Where's Miami? And then Iowa State. All right. Get this simulated. Who does the AI have winning? They got Iowa State killing them. Wow. All right. That is definitely a risky pick in the Final Four. What was it? It was Tennessee versus Kentucky. All right. good SEC rematch right here. I believe they split the series as well. Tennessee obviously still injured. Zakai Ziegler, I think, is out for the rest of the season, not just like the first couple rounds. Against Kentucky, let's see who they got winning though. They have Tennessee winning. Wow, 68-53. Wow. All right. Now Kansas versus Northwestern. Let's see what happens right here. Kansas versus Northwestern. Who do they have winning? I would probably go Kansas here, but you know, wow. Okay, very, very close game. 70-69, but they do have Kansas winning. Now let's just go Kansas versus Iowa State. Again, a Big 12 rematch. I believe they split the season series as well. In the Big 12 tournament, Kansas did win this game, but let's see what they got happening in the Final Four. They got Kansas winning as well, 66-56. All right. Now, Arizona versus Tennessee. This game also happened earlier. Wow. All right. And Arizona did win. I don't think this was any invitational. It actually might have been an invitational now that I think of it. I just forget which one. Where is Tennessee? Up here. All right. Arizona versus Tennessee. Let's see who they got winning. They have Arizona winning by 21 points. Wow. All right. This is a reasonable national championship. Arizona versus Kansas. Let's see who they got winning it all, and then we can also throw in the score of the game as that tiebreaker. Do they have Kansas repeating, or do they have Tommy Lloyd and U of A getting their first championship win in a while? Nope, they got Kansas repeating, 79-73. Wow. All right. Interesting. Well, there you go. There you have it. That is the AI simulating the 2023 March Madness bracket. They got Kansas winning it all with a couple upsets. You know, UCSB, Vermont, Montana State. A couple good runs by Nevada, Northwestern. Yeah, that is interesting. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. Other than that, I will see you guys later.